Hey guys, I'm Will Patterson, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can create your own Instagram carousels directly in Vectornator. Let's get straight into it. So the first thing we want to do when we get into Vectornator is to choose a 1920 by 1920 artboard, a standard grid post. I've just used Vectornator's Instagram version of the template. The first thing we're going to do is bring some text in on this. I'm going to go to the text tool here. I'm going to go to the top part here and just scroll down, just bring it all in. It will be really small at first. All we need to do is just change the sizing. In full caps, I'm going to write daily reminders for creatives. Okay, then we're going to go to stylized options in the top right and we're going to choose black. And then we're going to adjust the scale again using the slider at the bottom. The trick here is to have it big enough so it takes up a lot of room on the carousel image, but not too massive that it kind of distorts the way it looks. We want it to be nicely gridded and have a good size on the grid. Using the grid in the background, we want to try and line this up so it's about 2 squares down. Once you've got the title nicely done, we're going to go ahead and write some subtext underneath it. We're going to write in the subtext, these help me every day in work and daily life. Before you do that though, make sure that the text is slightly smaller and also skip a weight. So we'll take it from bold down to the other weight that we were using. This gives it nice hierarchy. Also make sure it's kept within the grid. So make sure it's to the left, exactly align with the left hand side of the main title. The trick with this is to use the weight and the size of the typography to showcase the main thing that you want people to see. When people are scrolling on Instagram, they're going to read the big words first. That's just normal design. The small words is kind of the flavor to this to give more information for those that might want to read and then eventually scroll through. The next thing we're going to do is copy and paste the whole artboard. This saves us time and also allows us to not ruin anything. We want to be able to use the same system over and over again to create a really nice cohesive feel to the grid. Then I'm going to go back to the main post and change the color to this nice gold color, something that complements the background. Now we're going to go to style and we're going to go and create some outlines. The reason why I do this is that it's easy for me to select certain words or letters to change the color. So I'm going to swipe and highlight daily and for, and these are just going to have a more highlighting effect for the reader and it makes it more visually interesting. So changing the color back to the original white and having some colors of the yellow, the sort of beige there will help readers see the most important words of the headline. The next thing we're going to do is duplicate the subtext. So press this button to the left and that will mean that whenever we move that, it's going to duplicate it and then just bring it down. Then we're going to scale that down quite small again. So we're creating this sort of hierarchy effect. This is going to be our signature and this is designed for if anyone shares this, and it's a really easy way of essentially watermarking your grid posts easily. Here's a little trick. If you have all this huge text box with just like a word or maybe a sentence and the text box is just massive, go up to style, scroll down a bit and go and press fit bounds to text. This will essentially take the bounding box, the text box, and make it the same size as the text that's currently seen. Next, we're going to create some guides around it and we're going to make sure the text all fits together. We're going to justify it to the left. That means that all the text starts from the left and reads to the right. Okay, time for a bit more humanism in this. We're going to go ahead and just draw with the brush tool a simple arrow to let people know to scroll to the left. It lets people know graphically that there's more information if they swipe, and it's just a really nice touch to have something a bit more loosey-goosey than just this rigid design. You can even use this to highlight certain words in your text if you want. So that is the groundwork of the main post. Now we're going to go to the other artboard that we made and we're going to delete the bottom text. We don't need that anymore. I'm going to steal my name back from the original one and bring it into this new one. Okay, the second part of this, we're going to need the same system all the way throughout our carousel. So using the next artboard, we're going to take our type and we're going to center justify it by pressing this button. We're going to scale it down a tiny bit because it's centered. We don't want it to take too much of the artboard up. Then we're going to go ahead and center it to the middle. After it's centered, we're going to double tap select all and then we're going to write in our quote. Then go to align, which is in the style option, scroll down and we're going to align it center and horizontally. We're going to then duplicate the whole board again because we're going to actually outline this text so we can change the color easily. So we're going to outline it, then we're going to select the text that we want and highlight the certain words in white that we want. I'm going to create a couple more squiggles and then make another arrow to show that there's another slide for people to go to. And repeat the same process, but this time I'm going to write "it's okay to not be okay," which is very true. I don't like the way that it's placed, so we're just going to move the bounding boxes, which will change the way that the text is positioned. I'm going to align it to the middle, steal my name again and put it into the new artboard. And we're going to follow the same system overall. We're going to duplicate this again, outline the text and highlight the words that need to be highlighted. Something else we can do is we can use the pencil tool to create this abstract wiggle and then just change the blend mode and the opacity, and it will give it a bit more graphic definition in the background. It just makes it a bit more interesting, but you don't have to do that. Now, once you've done all your quotes or your whole grid post, then go to the top left and we're going to export as JPEGs and save it to your camera roll. Once you've done that, you've got your grid post ready to go up on Instagram. I hope you learned something new about Vectornator in this video. If you did, make sure to press that like button and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you soon. Goodbye.